Welcome to Tutamasto YouTube channel. We are continuing with our short-term loan financing. Today we'll be looking at the advantages and disadvantages of an overdraft. To present, I'm your tutor, Tutamaston. In my previous presentation, I highlighted a number of short-term financing options, of which one of them was an overdraft. An overdraft is one of the many short-term financing options that a person can get. So today we'll be looking at the advantages and disadvantages of an overdraft. Follow me on Tutamaster YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button at the right bottom corner of your screen to receive notifications on new video releases. Advantages of an overdraft. So the first advantage is cash availability. An overdraft gives you an immediate access to funds. So when you are in need of funds, all you do is withdraw. So if you don't have funds in your account, your current account, and you have an overdraft facility, it means you can just make a withdrawal even if there's no money in your account, and you access the funds because you are going to go below zero, below the below zero, meaning overdrawing the account. You're going to overdraw account up to the maximum limit you were given. If you were given a limit of 200,000, it means you can withdraw from zero up to negative to 200,000. So between, but do not go beyond 200,000. So that's the availability of cash. You don't need to wait for someone to authorize to apply the way you apply for a loan for you to be given funds. No, the authorization was already done at the time of application. The second advantage is that you are in control. When you applied for the overdraft, you are given the maximum amount you can withdraw, the maximum amount you can overdraw your account with. Now, you are in control in that you decide when to overdraw the account. You decide on how much you withdraw the account with. If the amount you need, the excess amount you need, is just a 50,000, then you withdraw only 50,000. You won't withdraw the 200,000, which is the limit we are given. If on that day you need 200,000, then you will withdraw up to the maximum amount. So you are in control. You decide, you control yourself on how much you can withdraw on that particular day or at that particular time. And the third advantage is that you only pay for what you use. Remember, there's a interest rate to pay on the amount that you overdraw with. So if you are given the limit, back to the example of 200,000, if you withdraw 200,000, then you are paying the interest for 200,000. But are you going to use all that 200,000 if you withdraw all of it? If you're not going to use all that money, then you'll be paying unnecessary interest on the money that you are not using. So you withdraw only the amount that you need to use, and the interest will be paid only on that amount that you have overdrawn an account with. So if you withdraw, you overdraw your account by 50,000. It means on that day, the interest that will be applied, it will be on a 50,000. The day that you withdraw 100,000, the interest that will be applied, it will be on 100,000. Should you decide to withdraw 200,000 on that which is the full limit, the interest will be applied on 200,000. So you'll see that the interest that you are paying, you are only paying for the amount of money that you are using, not the whole 200,000. If you use those 50, you use the 100, and so on, the interest will just be applied on those particular amounts. So you'll be paying only for the amount that you are using. And thirdly, there are no monthly costs. If there will be any cost, then it will be only at the time of setup. at the time you have applied for the overdraft. Maybe there could be an administrative charge, but the remaining period there are no charges. In other words, there are no extra costs apart from the interest that you have agreed to be paying on your overdraft. So, should you go beyond the maximum amount that you're allowed, like say the maximum is 200, and on that particular time you decide to go below the 200, now you withdraw maybe by 300,000, then there's that extra 100,000 which you have withdrawn, which is an authorized overdraft. So in that case, you are going to incur a charge. There will be a penalty for overdrawing that money which was not authorized, and also the interest on that particular amount. So you are going to face two charges. So this interest, we know it accumulates on a daily basis, but this other charge, you'll be charged either at the end of the month or on that particular day when you have overdrawn beyond what is required. So that will be an extra charge. But should you just stick to the limit that you've been given, there are no extra charges or there are no monthly costs to your overdraft, apart from the administrative charge, which was charged at the time of applying for the overdraft, and also the interest charges which apply to the overdrawn balances for the money that you get. And fifthly, the advantage is that you keep yourself covered. This is now up to you whether you want to keep yourself covered or you don't want. But it is necessary that you keep yourself covered. By keeping yourself covered, we mean getting an insurance against the overdraft. So you can get an insurance against an overdraft in case, due to unforeseen circumstances, you are unable to pay or to settle the overdraft. You could be sick such that you are not able to work and raise the money to settle the overdraft. So the overdraft will be pending. So the bank will still need to recover the money. So in that case, if your overdraft is insured, then the insurance will settle your overdraft with the bank. So these are the advantages of an overdraft, and there could be some more, but so far I've highlighted 5 advantages here. 1, cash availability. 2, you are in control. 3, you only pay for the amount that you use. 4, there are no monthly costs. And 5, you can keep yourself covered. So now we move to the disadvantages of an overdraft. Disadvantages of an overdraft. The first disadvantage is that there is less money to borrow on an overdraft. On an overdraft, they don't usually give a lot of money like they can give on a loan. So you find that you are limited to the limited amount of money that you can get. But it is easier to get an overdraft than to get a loan. But in terms of the amount that you get for an overdraft, the amount is less. That's why even the security required is either of a small amount or it's not even there. The bank does not even require security, or it requires a security of just a small amount for you to get an overdraft. And the second disadvantage is the interest charges. The interest charges, they are there both on the loan and on the overdraft. But on the overdraft, the interest charges are higher. The reason they are higher, because already we've seen that you normally you don't even have security to give to get to the bank, or the security itself is less. So this is compensated by the interest charges, the high interest charges that are charged on the overdraft. So on the loan, in this case, the loan becomes cheap because the interest charges are low. and the security already on the loan, which a person has to give to the bank. That's why the interest charges are less. And the other disadvantage is the overspending. Remember, you have a debit card or a credit card that you use to operate your account. So you find now a person spending recklessly. You start spending, start spending on things that are not necessary, spending or things that are not business related. So, as long as you are able to access the funds, if you are not disciplined, you'll be getting those funds, withdrawing the account for things that are not for business, maybe on leisure, just because you want to satisfy your appetite for something. You end up going to withdraw the money for business, which is supposed to be used for business rather, but you end up using it on something else. So you are just overspending on unnecessary things. So these are the disadvantages of an overdraft. I've mentioned less money to borrow, interest charges, and overspending. On this note, we come to the end of today's presentation. In my next presentation, I'm going to look at medium-term and long-term loans. So do not miss out. Please make a date. Follow me on Tutamason YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button at the right bottom corner of your screen to receive notifications on new videos.